Okay, so yeah, do a bit of an update on the S12 and I guess all my car stuff in general, really. It's still going ahead, haven't forgotten about it. It's taken a bit of a back seat recently. Yeah, so the subframe swap's nearly complete. It's taken me a lot longer than I had hoped for. Distractions with other cars, buying other cars, driving other cars at the track, and then also injured my back working on this thing recently, which kind of sucked. Pinched sciatic nerve, which led to getting a CT scan and then finding out that years of BMX has trashed my bottom couple of vertebrae. So yeah, that was fun. So I took a bit of time off of the car. It's just been sitting here, which has sort of made a bit of work for myself now. I need to sort of go over everything with a wire wheel, and there's a lot of welds that were part way through when I hurt myself, and now currently I have an absolute bucket load of surface rust all over them. So I've got to get in there with a wire wheel and some rust converter and really just tidy everything up and give it a good hit with some weld through primer. But as for the work itself, excuse the mess. The thing's basically just part storage and half-ass fab at the moment. But yeah, the towers themselves are completely welded out now, which I'm glad to have out of the way. So yeah, the towers are done. The mounts at the front are basically completely welded around. I do want to change that a little bit. Once I've sort of finished everything else off, I'm going to get the subframe back out of the car. I do want to make up some sheet metal that ties in off the back of the mount, and just reinforcing it into the back side of that chassis rail there a bit better, because yeah, it's only really got that weld going up the front. There's one on the other side that you can't see, and then it goes across the bottom of the chassis as well. So I mean, it's fairly strong as it is, but I just want to maximise that. Last thing I want, chassis mounts or cradle mounts snapping off the chassis or anything crazy like that. So yeah, get that sorted, and then I need to finish boxing in these rear mounts. Like, they hold the cradle up at the moment, but they're incomplete, so I've got to finish welding that out. I'll make up a plate that boxes in that side and then ties it into the chassis, and then also up in here, let's see if we can sort of get a better look at this shit. Okay, so yeah, it's there's a bit of a gap down there. It's welded on both sides, but not completely. So I'll do that, and then I'm probably going to gusset this side to the chassis, and then I'm going to run a bar between the two, reinforce them both to one another, and then I'll also gusset it on that side as well. So yeah, a bit of stuff to get done there. But as far as all that goes, it's fairly well complete. I think the last shit job is where I've had to cut out here. What would that be there? That's the traction arm mount there. Contacts on the chassis, and then this front control arm pickup also contacts on the chassis. So I've had to cut those out, which in hindsight definitely could have been a fair bit smaller holes than ended up being there. So same on the other side as well. I've currently got these plates here cut out, and they're pretty well ready to be welded in. I've just got to clean up the coating on them and buzz back the chassis and get all that prepped for welding. So there's that. So I'm going to box it in on the front, the bottom, and then create clearance for the arm mounts as necessary. And then yeah, that's all done. So I'll be really happy to get that on the ground and mobile again. It's been taking up space in the shed for way too long. Yeah, so that space is actually where my other car here, 180SX, is supposed to live. The 180 is currently in my mate's spot, who his S14's usually here. So that's getting tuned at the moment. So yeah, sort of snuck the car in here and get a bit of work done on it while that's out. So yeah, the S12 obviously taking up some room. I'd like to get it out of here as soon as I can. Yeah, 180 is currently sitting outside collecting dirt and housing spiders and all sorts of shit. So yeah, I'd like to get that back in the shed permanently and get this outside with a cover on it. And then on to one of the main reasons why the S12 hasn't been getting a lot of focus lately. I've got this guy here. So we got an R34 two-door. Yeah, this thing's probably going to suck up a lot of my money for the foreseeable future. Not going to go into too much detail here. I'll probably make a separate video on that. But yeah, currently just driving it around to and from work, and been accruing parts for it for the last probably 6 months. Yeah, trying to get in before everything's discontinued and listed on Nismo Heritage for double the price. Got a fair bit of a collection of stuff at the moment, which is good. It's just a few other bits and pieces I need to get a hold of, but yeah, I'll go over that in a little bit more detail later. And then there's that thing. This is basically just my tow car. It's supposed to be the daily, but the Skyline's been taking that duty for now. But yeah, this is currently unregistered. I need to slap some rego on it, so $300 odd, and needs a new battery, new window reg. The glass is a bit shit on the other side because the reg's fucked out. I've been pulling the window up with pliers, which has chipped the glass. So yeah, new window, new reg, roof lining, things like that. Try and make it a little bit more appealing to myself, because at the moment I really don't want to spend any money on it or do anything with it. It's literally just to tow the 180 around to track days and stuff. So yeah, I think I need to tidy it up and give it some love and make it a little bit more appealing. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, it's pretty well it. Just a lot of distractions and a lot of things taking up time and money. So the 180's kind of been on, not the 180, sorry, the S12's been on the back burner a little bit. I mean, the 180 to a point has been as well, with buying all the parts for the 34. The 180 needs a bit of work, so it's going to cop some love soon, and yeah, hopefully get some more progress on the S12 coming up. So yeah, once I've got the cradle and everything in the rear end finished, probably going to start working on the body a little bit. The last few videos have all been just work-based. There's been no talking in them because I am pretty terrified and awful at talking to a camera, to be honest. So I'll probably go over what I've done with the front bar a little bit more detail. I know some people asking some questions about that. I do plan on getting the matching side skirts and rear bumper for the front. So I'll go into that. It's probably going to need a little bit more work to get that done, especially the side skirts. I think they're going to be a fair bit off in comparison to the front bar. So front bar was almost a bolt-on affair, relatively speaking. Just had to cut some meat out of the sides, and then it basically just fit up, which was super surprising. But there's obviously a little bit of finesse things, like the front guard there doesn't really meet up with that very well. But yeah, I don't know how crazy I'll go with that. It's just going to be a drift car, so I do want to make it nice and stuff. But yeah, see how much time and effort's required in that. I could move the front bar back a little bit, but I kind of like the overhang out the front. I think it would look a bit funny if I moved it back too far. So I think it looks quite natural at the moment and like it belongs on the car. The only thing is obviously this gap at the back, but if I move the bar rearwards, I think it's going to look a bit funny at the front. So probably just going to leave it there and maybe come up with a solution for this. See how that goes there. But yeah, it's basically going to be A86 kit the whole way around. I haven't purchased any of it yet, but yeah, obviously with the Skyline and the 180 and then the Falcon, it's sort of finding money for this thing's a little bit challenging at the moment. So I certainly don't have mountains of it falling out of my pockets, which is unfortunate. But yeah, doing what I can with what I've got. Yeah, so that's probably about it for the S12. Just a little bit of an update, if anyone's actually interested in following along with this thing. So there will be some more updates coming out soon. Have actually gotten a bit more work done on the rear end, so like I said, it'll be on the ground and out of here, and then I'll start buying more parts for it once stop buying shit for the R34. So yeah, thanks for watching if you got this far into it, and yeah, catch you on the next one.